Good afternoon. My name is Scott Redler, Chief Strategic Officer at T3Live.com. Welcome to today's recap. So we came in today saying, hey, what kind of action are we going to have today? We had a few different things to look at to give us clues on how much we could be down, whether we would bounce, whether we wouldn't, whether we'd be really heavy, etc. So the first few things I thought of, I'm like, hey, oil's up and oil's been crushed. Okay, if oil can't hold the gains after, I think, 22 sessions of downside action, chances are we're on the weak side. Baba, decent headlines. I think every headline talked about how record. It tried to go from down $1, went up $1.50, and then kind of rejected and failed. And then you had Apple break that 198.16 level, which was the prior low post earnings. So those three things were what I was thinking about would give us some clues on whether or not, we would be that weak or not. Plus, you also had Friday's low, which was right still in the gap area from the midterm elections, which was 27, I think, 64. We got below and stayed below. So that showed you more downside could happen. Where it goes, you never know, but there was no reclaiming that level to show some strength besides everything else. So put that all together, Dow's down 600 points, and could have been a tricky day if you tried testing level long. And if you were short from last Thursday when we talked about getting short Amazon, Netflix, even the spiders, or bought some puts then, you had a great day. And this type of day is rewarding for you. So do I think you should be short tonight into tomorrow after 3 down days and the volume was kind of light after a holiday? Probably not. I think maybe you take your gains or cover your shorts, which could give you your gains, and then tomorrow we'll see if we get the right setup for a buyable trade. May not be more than that, but we'll see. We haven't got a lot of these really good setups in a while. But anyway, here's a chart of the SP Cash. Actually, no, it's not. This is Apple. All right, so Apple opened below this area, which was 202. Sorry, let me just get a little closer. Well, here's both levels, so let me just draw it the way I wanted to draw it. So Apple opened below this spot, right? Okay, this was 202.25. It was like 200-ish. So I actually got short a little bit quickly to make myself $1.50. Hey, look at that. When it went below 198.17, okay, that was the post-earnings low. Okay, if the market were to be any good or tech was going to hold in there, it should have kind of held this. Instead, created another downside gap. Look at this one. This downside gap never got filled. That showed power to the downside. Now you have another gap that we'll see what happens. It doesn't seem like this will get filled anytime soon. The high here is 199. But anyway, came into this 200-day, which we were talking about, 193-ish. I had orders to buy 193 and a quarter down, and it never got there, unfortunately. It went to 193.79, so it was just like a little bit of a trade bounce-wise. But I'm not long Apple. I don't take stocks that close near the dead lows with the breakaway gap down. To me, the right thing would be for it to, swoosh down a little bit and give us a buyable area, to then reverse back up and reclaim the 200-day, but we shall see. At this point, a lot of the momentum's gone. Gap down after earnings, didn't refill it, didn't say I'm buying it because I don't, it's on sale after earnings. Nope. And then, we even said actually some guys got short bouncing into this 210 area. Unfortunately, not me, but some of you guys. That's why I'm the Chief Strategic Officer, so I can tell you guys what to do if it fits into your strategies. But anyway, here you are. What do we know? 193.79 is today's low tomorrow. We know where the 200-day is, which is right around 193-ish, and then we know where another support area is. And then you have another big support, and that's all the way down here. So, we shall see. Amazon, if you remember last Thursday, we talked about the red dog reversal at 17.59. The same time we talked about the red dog reversal on Netflix at 328.50. Amazon has gone down every day since. Okay, looking back, it's always easier. I was short here, and it wasn't easy for me. But anyway, here is your red dog reversal doji. If you didn't want to take it short that night, your short entry is when it gets below the prior low of a doji, which is what it did. Okay, and then today, got below 1701, stayed below it, and now look, all the way down to here, and probably even a little bit further. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Okay, if you're short still, congratulations. You did a much better job than I did. Hopefully you covered some, just in case. And if you're looking long, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see what today's low is tomorrow, 1630. We'll use that. The best trade would be, hey, let it, open up down at 1610, and then come off of it, maybe 1615, show relative strength. You could buy it. Goes, green takes this back and it retraces a little bit, and then it kind of held this spot to show something having some kind of, constructiveness, but we'll see. Netflix, wow, thank goodness for Netflix, because this gave us some clues that tech was that weak, because this was the first one to do the red dog reversal when it couldn't hold this 328.56. And then from there, remember, Amazon was like flattish, and this was already down like 6 or 7. And then anyway, now look at it. Pretty close, back down to here, very broken, below the moving averages, not something to be, so excited about. For tomorrow, we'll see what happens. 290.63 for those of you who got short today. When it broke below 298 or didn't reclaim it, congratulations. And now we'll see what happens here tomorrow. If anything, same way, third day up, my rule is always to, be very light or out. If I was long, same way, third day down, I would cover and be very light or just have a little bit. And then we'll see what happens tomorrow. Facebook was also, I remember this day when this reversed, or the day before even, Facebook just could not get back above the 21 day. Okay, trapped. This is supposed to be one of the cheapest, mega caps out there. I guess not. So now we'll see what happens here, tomorrow. This is 139. This is today's low. Went below 144.07. No reason to be buying it. I tried it here, and then thank goodness got out fast. Better than being stubborn. And now we'll see what's going on here. This is it's getting pretty ugly. The S&P and all those still not too far off. And here you are with some of these stocks. Ascending channel broken to the downside, descending channel. I don't know. We'll see what happens here tomorrow. Then you had the singles data from BABA, and I got long pre-morning call. It was down $1. All of a sudden looked pretty good towards the open. Added some, sold some, and then it went red, and then it went down $1. And I'm like, you know what? It's heavy. Got out of it. It was a scratch. It was a thought, and you're allowed to trade it for a scratch versus just buying. And then it did come off the lows a little bit, so we'll see what happens tomorrow. But ultimately, didn't do a whole heck of a lot here. Tried and then failed. So now tomorrow we'll see. This kind of looks like Amazon, where it's still kind of higher versus the low here, but nothing so special. Trapped until it's not. At this point, it still is. So you have to be very careful. Twitter, I guess can't do it alone. Hopefully this was your stop if you were trading it. In my note, I said I would think that it has to hold 33, 39 to 33-ish in order to be any good, and it broke. So now we'll see what happens here tomorrow. It's not, they're not letting anything be special. So anyway, when that's the case, you have to be very careful. And now we'll see what happens here near the gap or near the 200-day. We'll see. But all in all, if you were a trader, which we are all traders, same way Twitter didn't hold here and broke, this looks kind of similar. And then look what happened. So it might not happen that way, but when something like this breaks, it was riding the 8 day after earnings. This is your out to be safe. Let's see what Microsoft did today, because it was trying to be special. Not so special. But we'll see now if it could hold this area. Probably should not have given this back if it was going to be any good. Here was your wedge, broke above, couldn't hold, and if I was in this, I probably would have been stopped out today at 108.76, but I wasn't in it, so now we'll see how this acts here tomorrow. Tesla also, if you remember, I said it could be special if it continues to hold the 8 day moving average. It's the only thing that keeps something special where you should be sitting in it, otherwise it's just a trade. Well, Tesla, what did it do today? Broke hard. Okay, so maybe if you're looking short, you got short. I don't know. Not me, though. If I was long, this was your out. 340-ish, better than 331-ish. Now you'll see what happens here tomorrow, if there's any downside selling or not. We know 330, 34 is the low. All in all, broke this little pattern here. It kept trying to go. There was no power, no volume, so it broke. Now we'll see what happens here. But all in all, if you were in it because it was special and above the 8 day moving average post-earnings, this was your out. Maybe you get out, you have to get back in, and it's annoying. But if you get out when this happens, sometimes it saves you a lot of pain. Okay? We've seen this many times where it breaks momentum, like it broke kind of here, and then look how fast that was. Pretty ugly candle. Remember, this looked decent here, I remember, decent, and then got rejected, engulfed, and I'll give it a little bit more time. Boom. Well, got to figure out how you want to live here. What else? CGC has numbers on Wednesday. It opened up, went lower, came off lows. I guess see how it reacts here tomorrow. We got to figure out what type of open it has. If it's down, maybe you could buy versus if it's up. I don't know. I don't think it's going to hold. Remember this breakout failure Feels like it was already a year ago. This was only not even a month ago. Anyway, trades. This was a nice trade to the upside. 3 days up into resistance, and now we're back down. So we'll see what happens here. Does this hold tomorrow, 37.35-ish? We'll see. Earnings are on Wednesday, and I guess it'll be pushed around based on how TLRY reacts. It's got numbers tomorrow, so we'll see. Not a great pattern at all. Very high valuation name, very crazy. So hopefully you don't have any longs or shorts, because if it is good, it could gap and go and you can get crushed. So if you're thinking short, hopefully you have puts. If you're thinking long, hopefully you have calls. You don't take stock long or short into earnings, at least in my humble opinion, because anything could always happen. I don't think anyone thought, whatever, I'm not going to get into it. Well, what was the last one? Yelp. Who thought this was going to happen? Big gap down. Not many. Look at this island top, actually gap up, go sideways, things looks good. Oh, looks good. Boom. Anyway, look at this Goldman Sachs today. That's tough. This is one reason why I'm staying cautious too. Like, look at this Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs basically just made 2018 lows today. And if this happens to be a head and shoulders top, oh my goodness, I haven't even looked at this in a while. Look at this. Wow, what is that? That's 260 to 206. That would give you 160, probably down to here. I'm just saying, this is, I don't know. I've seen crazier things happen. That's Goldman Sachs right now. Maybe this was emotional, maybe it wasn't. But look what happened here too, guys. Acting well. This almost looks like Tesla up by 340. Acting well, broke the 8-day, broke the 21-day, broke the 50-day. Get out. You wouldn't have to take the pain like this today. Rules when things are volatile or when you're in a defensive mode are the most important things to follow. You could test levels, you could try things, you could get paper cuts, but if you get stubborn, it could put you out of business. Okay? I never want to see any of you guys get put out of business, so hopefully you write a lot of these things down. At this point, I've been getting a little nicked up too with some of these paper cuts, trying things or not holding shorts long enough, or, trying to figure things out as it's been a little tougher, but not gushers and not things that are putting me out of business, and not things that I'm going to get stubborn about and say I have to be right at some given point because the market owes me. The market owes me nothing. All right, the only thing I owe myself is keeping myself disciplined and level-headed, so when things have a bit more continuity or work without having major catalysts, like I was really very thinking we're going back to 2800, but you had to be long when the midterm elections happened. If the Democrats won everything, we could have been down 50 points, and I didn't want to deal with that. The last thing that actually could have been is you could have been short on Thursday-ish on Fed Day when we were so overbought, sold some calls or bought some puts or did some red dog reversal, so that was in your control or even in my control versus worrying about overnight. But anyway, here we are. In conclusion, spiders back below this area, closed relatively weak. We'll see what happens here. Does it come into here and hold? That would be nice if we see it quickly. Maybe get a red dog reversal around 271.99. All in all, the bears are pointing to a bit of a double top here. We'll see, you can't ignore that. And all it did is get rejected here. Now we'll see, does this hold? This will need to hold this area and turn back up. Maybe it's just a trade or maybe it does hold, but we'll see. If we gap up tomorrow, it is what it is. Maybe if you cover your short into the close, if we gap up tomorrow, you could sell some. If you sold some long, say, because you thought this would hold, and maybe tomorrow we gap down, you could buy some. That's how we're going to operate. All in all, though, trends are broken. Okay, so we are tactical. So with that said, it's Monday night. Have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow morning at the call. Bye-bye.